Good morning, everyone. This is Pastor Jim Cymbala. We're going through Exodus, aren't we? Our daily devotions. Let me just say something about where we're heading into now. The next 5 devotions, we're going to be going into the Tabernacle, the construction of the center of worship called the Tabernacle. Now, God gave instructions for the Tabernacle, how it was to be built exactly. He gave that to Moses, as we're going to read, up on the Mount Sinai. And the reading now, as we get into these chapters, we're going to talk about some of the furniture in the tabernacle, and we're more about that later. But then we're going to get to some chapters where you're going to have to read 2 chapters, and there'll hardly be any comment by me, because it's like, this is what the clothing should be on the priests. And although there might be some typology on there we'll touch, there's not a lot there, at least from me, to get involved with you. So I want you to know your assignment for the next 4 days after today. Today we're reading 24, 1 through 8. And now for the rest of the week, just keep reading 24, 9 through 25, 9. Through the end of 25, all the way to the end of chapter 25. So you got it? Just start reading 24, 9 through the end of 25. But let's do 24 right now. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu." Those were Aaron's sons. He was the high priest. "And 70 of the elders of Israel. You are to worship at a distance. But Moses alone is to approach the Lord. The others must not come near, and the people may not come up with him." And when Moses went and told the people all the words and laws, they responded with one voice, "Everything the Lord has said, we will do." Moses then wrote down everything the Lord had said. Now, part of Exodus is it's not always sequential, chronological, but it's summarizing at one time. But albeit enough to say, sufficient to say, Moses went up with the 70 elders, Nadab and Abihu, along with their dad, Aaron. They got up early that next morning, built an altar at the foot of the mountain, and set up 12 stone pillars, representing the 12 tribes of Israel. Then he sent young Israelite men, and they offered burnt offerings and sacrificed young bulls as fellowship offerings to the Lord. Moses took half the blood and put it in the bowls, and the other half he splashed against the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it to the people, and they responded, "We will do everything the Lord has said. We will obey." Everything the Lord has said, we will obey. Moses then took the blood, sprinkled it on the people, said, "This is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words." So, a lot to explain here. So what we have now is a covenant is officially going to be made, which was very common in the Middle East between 2 parties. Now the parties are God and the people of Israel. It was usually sealed by the shedding of blood, sprinkling of blood, and then a fellowship meal together. The 2 parties have agreed. Kind of like a wedding covenant, and then there's a reception. So the blood was shed, and that marked the covenant. Now, the covenant was this agreement, this contract between God and the people. And the contract meant God said, "Here's my responsibility. I will do such and such and such and such. I'll protect you. I'll lead you. I'll do that. Now, on your half, this is what you're to do. You're to obey all the laws that I've given you. Every single one you're to obey. And you're to worship me in accordance with my instructions. You do your part, I will do my part." That was the covenant. When you broke a covenant, you didn't uphold your part of the contract. Hey, we made a contract. I'm paying your apartment. You're not paying me the money. Contract, I do my part, you do your part. Notice, though, that this old covenant, which is replaced by the new covenant, have in your mind all this time, God, according to Hebrews 10, God said, in that day, I'm making a new covenant with my people. He prophesied, foretold it. It will not be like the covenant I made with Moses and Israel. It will not be like that covenant. So we have two covenants, the law and the covenant of the gospel. Moses and Jesus, who are the heads of those covenants. Got it? You got to know which covenant you're living under. You can't mix and match. So notice, though, this one thing about the Old Testament covenant, its insufficiency. You can't come near me, God said. Just Moses, he's special. But even the high priest and even his two sons and the 70 elders, distance, stay away. I am holy, you are sinful. And all these blood that this animal that you're shedding, it's an atonement of a sort, but it's not the atonement that I will give you later on one day when the time is right, which will be the blood of my own son. And when he comes, Hebrews tells us, draw near to God. Who? The high priest? No, everyone. Let us draw near now that God has made a way through Jesus Christ. We can draw near. Our sins are gone. The blood of the Son of God is a billion times, a trillion times more powerful than the blood of these animals that were killed. So you get it? So one of the defects of the old covenant was it never could bring people close to God. In fact, God said, don't you come near me. In the New Testament, draw near to God. Draw near to God and he'll draw near to you. You get the difference here? So we can't overglorify the Old Testament covenant because you see it's insufficient for our needs because we need to be near to God. Near to God. Aren't you happy for the covenant that we have today with God? Not the one of Moses and the mountain shaking and everything we're going to read, but we have a covenant where we draw near to God through Jesus Christ, his son. You can do it today. No matter what you're facing, nearness to God will solve 95% of your problems. That's the truth. Draw near to him. Pour out your heart. Walk with him today. Imagine the holy God who said to them, stay away, is saying to us, come near. Oh, thank God for Jesus. God bless you today.